Hi everyone, welcome back to another speed paint, and for this one it's not so much of a story time but more of an opinion that I've had for the past couple days actually, because I've noticed as I was working on personal pieces of art, I wondered what qualifies yourself as a good artist, because everyone sees art very differently. And for the longest time I would self-criticize my artwork and compare it to other artists. And there's nothing wrong with getting inspiration, or you feel like looking at someone else's pieces of art motivates you. However, it does not define who you are as an artist and what your skill level is at. Everyone has room to improve, and you just need to find the time and energy where you want to improve certain areas of your art. For example, for the past couple of months, I've actually been looking at references and doing studies in a separate notebook, and then I take what I learn from those studies and then try to apply it to my own art. This has helped me quite a bit with certain features of the face, because before it was very disproportionate and I'm still trying to get the proportions down packed, but for the most part I know how face shapes are like and how they're supposed to be structured. And luckily, with these studies, I have not been getting same face syndrome, which is a big plus, since I did realize with previous artworks, I would create different people, but they would all look the same. Not just that it's my style per se, but they look like the same people. If you struggle with anything art related or a certain thing you struggle with in art, I recommend looking up reference photos on Pinterest and try to do a study. Don't copy it for as it is, but try to get it as similar as possible using your own skill. And if you feel you're not as happy with your finished study, you could take notes right next to it to see what you can improve on, and then look for different references focusing on those weaknesses. Someone just told me a few days ago that they've been looking at my art and how it's different and how it's even better than someone who is famous does artwork. Well, I wouldn't even say that my art is better, because we both have our different styles and we both have probably different mediums. I, for one, like to work with different mediums, not just one specific one. So I do digital art, I do painting, I do drawings, I even do clay if I have time. But that doesn't mean I'm better than this person or that they're better than me, because we have different subjects to work with as well as what we want to create as artists. Some people's niches are drawing people, some like to draw animals, while others like to capture landscapes. There's all different types of art. There is no one set thing that makes you a better artist than the other if you're not comparing really apples to apples. And even if you are, it doesn't mean one is better than the other. It could just be that it's their style, or there are some things that they haven't developed as an artist yet, like certain skills or different things they could take from other artists and or references. It's not the actual artwork that makes you a good artist. It's actually the work being put in, what you're willing to learn, and how you try to improve yourself. That's what makes yourself a better and good artist eventually. And you never stop improving. That is the key right there. Some people will say that, oh, my art's pretty good, and then they think mentally that they don't need to improve on anything since it's already good. Well, art evolves with time, as history shows, and it's not going to be appealing to everyone, or even the public eye, the people on the internet, because everything changes, and what goes around comes around when it comes to the internet, since they are your main source of when it comes to people looking at your art. And if they're interested, they'll keep looking at it, but if not, they'll go to the next thing that's trending at that moment. I used to be that artist when I was a lot younger, thinking, oh, I'm pretty good at art, I don't need to take lessons, I don't need to get taught anything, I could do this all on my own. And I was very, very wrong once I realized how going to an art school has changed how I do art and what I decide to do with certain projects, or how I come to attack certain things I usually wouldn't have done if I just stayed by myself in the dark, not doing research or trying to learn new techniques. You can learn a lot from anybody who's doing art, whether it's someone new or a developed artist. There is no limit to what you could learn and how you take inspiration, incorporating different aspects of people's art into your own. And here's the thing, when it comes to art, it's not just, oh, this is my style, no one can take this. Every idea is borrowed for the most part, and you just twist it to make it your own special thing. But for the most part, everyone does similar things, just tweaked a tad. For example, in this drawing, I didn't used to do colored line art. I used to just keep it one solid color, but by looking at artists that inspired me, I realized I like vibrant colors mixed in with different other colors in the line art. That's just what my preference is, and that's what I like in art, so I wanted to incorporate it in my own. It doesn't mean that I'm copying their style, it's just that aspect of a drawing or piece of art that I like, I want to incorporate into my own because that's what I like, and I want to experiment more with that. I'm not the best at it, so I keep working at it, and that's where the part where you just keep learning and trying to do your best comes in. When you're an artist, you never stop learning. So you keep experimenting and trying out new things and just trying to improve yourself. Become a better artist than you think you are, because the artwork doesn't make you who you are. It doesn't determine what kind of artist you are. Everyone goes through different things in how they do art. Everyone goes through their own little art journey and figure out what they like, what they don't like, and just the different experiences and experiments they decide to go through. So yeah, that's basically my advice or my thoughts on how I feel about artists and how it's determined in this world. Don't let people tell you what you can and can't do, because that is when you start limiting yourself and thinking, oh, I can't be better than this is just how I am, or this is my style. No, there are ways to improve. There is room for improvement, and you can do that without, having any less skill. In fact, you might even get better if you choose to keep improving, trying to find different ways to improve your art, so over time it doesn't become something that people see and be like, that's very old school, or it's not very trendy right now, because art kinda has to stay in trend for it to get a lot of attention if that's what you want. Like, if you're trying to make a living as an artist, you need to cater to the public, since they're going to be purchasing or looking at your art, consuming your art, if I should say. So you need to keep this in mind if you want to improve or make a living out of your art or do something of that sort. So yeah, that's the video for today. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I'm sorry I haven't been posting lately. It's just a lot of things going on, and I haven't found the time to sit down and create as I used to, really. I'm trying to do better. It might not work as well since my new semester of school is starting in a couple weeks, or less than a couple weeks, so videos might not be as prevalent, and I'll see you guys next time.